What's up, guys? Today's video is going to be about Sam Darnold, quarterback, of the New York Jets. And pretty much the topic of this video, I'm just going to be going over his film, his strengths and his weaknesses, and kind of evaluating him because he's really a confusing guy. And in both of his 2 years in the league so far, he's shown a lot of flashes of his really, really, really high potential, but he's also shown flashes of what can be his low floor. And so pretty much right now, I don't think he's going to be he probably will be, but I don't think he's capable right now of being the Jets franchise quarterback. So mainly the point of this video, I'm going to go over some of his strengths, some of his weaknesses, and I'm going to talk about what I think he needs to improve on to become the Jets franchise quarterback. So coming out of college and still in the pros today, one of Sam Darnold's biggest weaknesses really is his ball control. And what I mean by that is he turns the ball over too much. He's kind of careless with the ball in the pocket. He fumbles a lot, and he throws a lot of picks. He relies on his arm talent a lot, but he relies on it too much sometimes, and it causes him to throw some picks. And in that way, he kind of reminds me of Jay Cutler. It's kind of off the point, but one thing I did notice when I was going over his film is how many of his picks really, it's kind of a running theme, which how many of his picks are the result of his just poor mechanics. And this is a game against the Patriots where the ESPN mics caught him saying that he was seeing ghosts, which pretty much means he was scared of the pass rush. And you're going to see it in this clip, especially the other angle. The Jets' O-line was not good last year, don't get me wrong, but on this play, they don't do anything wrong, okay? The Patriots, they kind of run a stunt here. The two outside guys are going to come in, the two inside guys kind of go to the outside. And right now, it looks like there might be some pressure, but Le'Veon Bell is actually going to do a pretty good job picking up this blitz pickup right here. And 53 ends up getting canceled out by I think it's the center right here. So maybe Darnold here sees and thinks there's going to be some pressure, but there really isn't. And you'll see here, right here, look at how he's throwing this ball, okay? This is a game where they caught him saying he was seeing ghosts, and he's scared of the pressure here. And it's a breakdown in his mechanics. One of the things that Darnold is able to do is get away with this sometimes because he has crazy arm. He's crazy accurate, very strong arm, and he can fit the ball into tight windows. But when you're playing teams like the Patriots, who had the #1 defense in the league last year, you're going to throw a pick on something like this. There's no pressure in the face. Sam Darnold has plenty of room to step into this throw, but he doesn't. He's playing kind of shy, and I watch the whole throwing motion here, but you're going to watch, he has room to step in, but he doesn't. He kind of steps out of the way as if he's scared of getting hit, and that's what causes the ball to be overthrown in this play. And it ends up being a pick. So this kind of goes hand in hand with the last clip, which I kind of talked about how Darnold trusts his arm too much. And this clip is a perfect example of that. And I'm just going to hop right into this clip. Before I say this is a 2nd and 24, so I do understand why Darnold's trying to throw the ball deep here, but it's still a bad read because if it's 3rd and 24, you're down by a touchdown, you got to make something happen. I understand going down the field, but you're going to have 2 opportunities starting on this play. You're going to have 2 opportunities to pick up this first down. So once you see the play, you're going to understand why Darnold should have thrown a check down here. Pretty much what's going to happen here, Robbie Anderson's going to run a deep post up the middle of the field, and then Le'Veon Bell is going to run the flat out here, and then this tight end right here, I think it's Herndon, he's going to run into this flat right here. And the entire Jags defense, they know it's 2nd and 24. They know Darnold's going to want to throw the ball deep, so they're going to play very deep, and they pretty much leave both these flats wide open. And there's 2 things I want to discuss on this play. First thing relates to the last one, and it's his mechanics. Look at how he's going to throw this ball. He's not stepping into it. I do understand there's a dude in his face, but this is a play where you need to make something happen or throw the ball. Right here, Darnold knows he's going to throw the ball deep to Robbie Anderson. If he steps into it and throws it on the line, it's a good pass. What he needs to do right here is recognize that there is a massive hole right here and either dump it off to his tight end or scramble so he can set his feet for a better throw. Instead, he sits behind the pressure, and you're going to see him step sideways again as he throws the ball. Because he steps sideways, look at what kind of ball comes out. Completely sails over the receiver's head, and the cornerback pretty much runs the route for the receiver and makes the pick. And that's because he doesn't step into it. He just kind of sails it down the field. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is his read on this play, and I mentioned it earlier. Look at this, okay? Both these, there's nobody in the flat. Like, everybody is expecting a deep pass here, and they were right because he threw it deep. But both these flats are wide open, okay? Darnold can either scramble out here, he can dump it off to his tight end. This is probably going to get to the sticks, and it's at the very least going to be like a 3rd and 12, 3rd and 13, which is much more manageable situation than trying to throw this ball. So, again, we see what happens here, but it's a bad read and then bad footwork, and that's what leads to the picks. And again, one of his weaknesses is he's been trusting his arm too much, and I haven't really seen that change. And that's something that's going to have to change for him to become the Jets franchise quarterback. So this clip is going to be from the same game against the Jaguars. And again, there's 2 things I want to talk about in this, but one of them is good. I'm just going to roll the tape for you here. The Jets, they're going to be up 7-6. End of the first quarter, they're driving into Jaguars territory. So they're in a pretty good situation right here. Sam Darnold will really impress me with the first half of this video, and then the very end. Kind of disappointed, but I mean, this is a play that I would want my quarterback to try to make, so I can't really blame him too much. Jets O-line is going to do a terrible job here. Just watch. It's not good blocking at all. He takes the snap. Now, right here, I have so much respect for Darnold to be able to not get sacked right here and fight like hell to get out of it. One of the things he was always praised on in college is he has the it factor. He's got moxie. He's able to will things to happen, if that makes sense. Like, he's able to just make things happen that you wouldn't expect to happen. And 99 times out of 100, this is going to be a sack. And I honestly don't know how this wasn't a sack. But again, it's because Darnold fought like hell to get out of it. Watch the clip roll. He shrugs the defender off. I'm not going to talk about the second half of the play yet. I do want to talk about the first. This is because I'm just really impressed by this. And this is one of the things you'll see in the next clip here. He plays a lot of hero ball, but he's able to just shrug the defender off. And it relates to that it factor. And you want your quarterback to do those things. However, it's just not a good decision yet in the play. This is where he's trying to do too much. And you can see it easier in the next clip. He does a good job getting out of it, but right here, this just isn't a good ball. Okay, if the cornerback's back is turned or there's more separation, this is a good pass. He's going to get hit when he throws it, but the chance of completing this just isn't that good. And this is the time where you evade the sack and you throw the ball away. The cornerback's right there. This is just not a high percentage play, and you have to know if it makes sense, you have to know when to call it quits on a play, as much as I hate to say that, especially after what he did in the backfield. But the throw's not going to work out, and it's going to get picked because Robbie Anderson definitely could have done a better job trying to get the pass. But it's going to get picked because Darnold just really doesn't, it's just not a high percentage play. And again, he really did a good job getting out of the pressure, but when he's playing this hero ball, he's got to make better decisions than to throw the ball in coverage like that. So in the last clip, I talked about how Sam Darnold has that it factor, and he's able to make these plays when they're not there. However, the throw he made was a bad decision. This clip is one that I do want to show that I thought was a good decision, and these are the types of hero ball plays that he needs to be making. They're going to be down 13-0 second quarter. I'm just going to run the tape, and you're going to see Darnold. He's going to escape pressure a lot like he did in the last one here. He isn't really about to be sacked by anybody, but you're going to see here as the play starts, the lines, they're going to kind of block down this way, and it's designed for him to roll out, but there is pressure, and he still has to make a play here, Rewind it too far, my bad. But as this tape rolls, you're going to see right here, the Ravens defenders are getting through the line. The Jets line is not doing a good job blocking, and he's going to have to make a play, but what I really like is the decision on this one. And I'm going to go to the other angle for that here. Because the last one we saw where he threw the pick against the Jags, the corner was all over it, and there wasn't really a window to throw the ball. But this one is a good decision. This cornerback right here has his back turned, okay? When Darnold throws this ball, there is no way it might hit the back of him, or he might deflect it, make a complete, but it's not going to be a pick, okay? 24 is definitely not going to get there. And the corner has his back turned. So this is a very low-risk, high-reward play, and you'll see Crowder is going to make the touchdown catch here, and it's a good decision by Darnold. The last one he threw, the corner was all over it, but this one, it's a good decision. And Darnold has that it factor. He's able to make these hero ball plays, but this is a good decision, and this is one of the plays that he should be making. So there's one more clip I want to play, and that's from the game against the Redskins where he had a very good game, and I'm showing this play in particular because I think it's the perfect Sam Darnold play, and I don't know if that makes sense, but what I'm trying to say is like franchise quarterback Sam Darnold is making this play for the Jets, and this is the Jets offense really with Darnold in perfection. So I like the play call here. Gonna have a post and in, and then Crowder's gonna run kind of a wheel down the sideline, completely fools the defense here. They're gonna cover one. And then the offensive line also, it is the Redskins, but the offensive line does a really good job blocking on this play. And I'm just going to let the tape roll. The thing I want to look at here, Darnold, his poise in the pocket and his arm strength, okay? Because those are the two things that he has a lot of poise. I showed earlier where he's kind of stepping on the way, and he does that sometimes, but in general, he has poise. So when this ball is thrown, you're going to see his mechanics are good. The pocket for the Jets is good. Crowder's about to break over on the sideline. Robertson's coming across. This Crowder's going to be open on the sideline right over here. And Darnold, he's able to step into this throw, and he makes a good pass. And this is what happens when he steps into it. The throw is beautiful, and we'll look at it from the other angle real quick. But again, Darnold's mechanics here are good, and this is what it shows. When he has a good O-line, his mechanics are good. He's stepping into this throw. We saw against the Patriots and in earlier clips where he's stepping to the side to throw. He has a good pocket, and he knows he's not going to get hit, so he steps into the throw. And look what kind of ball. You saw earlier against the Jags and against the Patriots. When he steps sideways, he lets the ball sail, but look at how good of a pass this is once he steps into the throw. It's an absolute dot, perfect placement in between two defenders, and Jamison Crowder gets an easy touchdown. So I really just want to emphasize that this is the Jets with Darnold when it works perfectly. Okay, if he has good protection, he's going to be able to throw dots like this. When he has good mechanics, he throws dots like this. He needs the protection for the mechanics. So if the line can block for him, he's going to make a lot more plays like this. So I've gone over a few of the strengths and the weaknesses for Darnold, and in conclusion, the point I want to make is that I do believe Sam Darnold can be the Jets franchise quarterback, but I think for that to happen, he needs some more from his team. Okay, his receivers were decent last year. Don't think that's much of a problem, and especially because he can throw the ball as well as he can. I think the main thing that the Jets need to do is give him a good line, because we saw against the Patriots and against other teams, when he feels pressure, he gets nervous and he starts throwing balls that sail over receivers' heads and they get picked. Because when he gets pressure, he doesn't really stand in it, and he sidesteps, as you saw, and he lets the ball sail, and the throws just aren't good. But as you see in this clip against the Redskins and against the Ravens, he can make plays when he needs to. Okay, against the Ravens, it showed that he makes some bad decisions sometimes, but when he plays hero ball, if he can make good decisions, he'll cut down on the picks and he'll make a lot more plays like that. So again, I don't think the receivers are that necessary, but I do think if you get him a better O-line, he's going to make more plays. He's going to feel a lot more comfortable. And when he feels comfortable, like this Redskins game right here, when he felt comfortable, he was throwing all over the field. They blew out the Redskins. He had a great game. Next week against the Raiders, same thing. He felt comfortable. He had a great game. And that's what needs to happen for him. So if the Jets can give him a better O-line, I really do think he's going to be a great quarterback. But I don't think he's going to show his full potential until he gets that. So again, guys, thank you for watching. As always, thank you for watching. Leave any feedback in the comment section. Again, please like and subscribe. And yeah, thanks for watching.